Hi everybody, it's Janelle back with another video. So today I want to talk about psychiatry and why it's a fake discipline of mental health. It's not real. Psychiatry is based on some very shady foundation. Not even a foundation. You can't call something a foundation if it was never really there. But psychiatry has been created on some very fake and false bases. It's not really real. Like they prescribe medication to you. I Let me be honest. For the most part, I don't believe in medicating people mental health wise. I believe in finding other relief for people naturally. I don't believe that. And people might be like, well, that's what's clouding your judgment. And I've taken this medication and it's helped me. If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. But from the literature I've read and studying as I studied psychology for about 19 to 21 years, the payoffs, even if they do help, is not like usually worth it against the detractors, the side effects that happen in reference to what benefits might happen. It's just not worth it to me. That's why I didn't necessarily want to prescribe medication to someone. But anyway, psychiatry is so shady. It's so shady. So shady. It is basically a money making industry. And they just want to get people on medication. Psychiatrists, that's just what they do. They don't care about the ethics of mental health and what we're taught. They simply just want to get people on medication. It's all about money. It's a money making industry. And that's all they care about. Psychiatry does not care about people. Don't be confused. I'll link the video below of the psychiatry industry, how it was based on false foundations, and how it has done a lot of wicked things to people since its inception till now. And it's not weird when, as I said, I mentioned the person that I knew that they were pretending has a mental health disorder that doesn't. It's not the first time they have abused their positions. Also, like when it comes to medication, remember this is you have to be so switched on to notice the difference in words. In psychiatry, they will say something's wrong with your mind. Now, if you have any grasp of like various different subject topics all over the place, you realize the mind and the brain are two different things. The mind is not something you can define. The brain is actual. We have a brain. Like right now, there's a brain inside my head that's been proven. We know that. So with the brain, in psychiatry, they say something's wrong with your mind. So they can't prove that. Can't be proven. It's not like when they can scan your brain and find out you have something. Can't be done in psychiatry. They just assume you've got stuff based on a weird symptom list they put together. And I've been rereading a lot of psychological stuff, and I see how people doing ordinary things could seem like they have a mental health disorder that don't. So it's got me questioning things a lot more because it's like they talk about this mind. I'm like, it's not the brain. You cannot do a test and say somebody has a mental health disorder. That's not true. Yet they're allowed to prescribe medication which could affect the body itself, where the brain is. Like when they give you something like an injection, it goes past the blood brain barrier into the brain. How can you prescribe medication for something physically that's not located in the body? T. Does that make sense? It doesn't, right? So this is part of my reasons personally, and also with that documentary or that expose on psychiatry that I'll link below. Why I'm like, psychiatry is not a real discipline. It just says people has things based on assumption from a symptoms list. There's no test. There will never be a test because You cannot tell someone has a mental health disorder from their brain scans. It's not true. And this is why for a long time they did not want to acknowledge a psychiatry as a scientific discipline. And they've lied over the years, and now you have doctors of psychiatry. It's like, you're not a real doctor. Give the doctors back their titles. You're not a doctor. Doctors work on proven facts and information. You're working on this mind thing, and a mind is not related to the brain. That's something outside of the body. Now, if you're going to move into other spheres and fields, you come to notice that the mind obviously is not in the body. It's associated differently. And everybody knows that literally, common sense as well. The mind and the brain are two different things. So yeah, I think psychiatry needs to be called out and shut down as a discipline. It's heinous, it's horrific how they got started, how they've been going. I have zero respect for psychiatry. I've seen what they've done to the person that I know, and it's a disgusting discipline. They go off what is in the mind, and it's not actually diagnosable. It's not actually real. So, because the brain exists, the mind you can't prove exists. So, and even when you look at the brain, you can't prove mental health disorder. So, they should be gotten rid of and outlawed and banned and like discredited and closed down and shut down. And yeah, basically disappear and go and be gone. Basically, that's what I have to say. That's the truth. Argue with me if you want to. Not gonna take away the fact that the brain and the mind are not the same thing. Anyway, bye.